all large parts of the weekend without charging it.
What the heck is today? Alright, February 9th, 2020. Down Darker Trails. This should be the big ending. We're going to see, hopefully. Yeah. Alright, so, Marshal Pierce, to fill you in real quick.
Yes.
What we've got is, so you guys escaped from Crescent Springs on the airship. Flew back, you picked up James Brown, you picked up Professor Stalloid.
Okay.
Daisy Sparks came too. She was in town when you picked up Professor Stalloid. You just threw down the rope ladder and they had to climb up. So Daisy Sparks came back with you because she wanted to see this through to the end. So she is there, and then you took, it was only 2 days to go across half the country on the airship to get back to Twilliger's farm. We got there around the 23rd. There was great discussion about what to do. Is John Valentine going to show up here? Blah, 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 blah. It was decided that the next day, Stalloid would go into San Francisco and try to talk to the Tongs and see if he could talk them into giving you guys some help. So he comes back later that day and he says, okay, we're going to have a few men to help us out. And later that afternoon, 20 hatchet men from the Clayton Pierce Serenity Tong showed up. This is them. That's going to represent them. It's a small army. Stalloid had also purchased 20 peacemakers and enough ammo for them to each have a few reloads. In addition to their hatchets, their knives, their little pistol, little .32 pistol. And those men have pretty much been like guarding the farm. This is going to represent them. These are actually like World War II.
I also promised them John Valentine's bounty.
Yeah, he promised them the 20 grand to the Tom. So we'll see how that pans out.
Is it who? Well, he tells me this.
At some point, yes, he would have told you this.
Yeah. Does Jack West know this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, he does.
Cool.
All right. So on the 24th, on the 25th.
I mean, if any of them were alive.
Stalloid and Xavier Manzanito, who was Professor Terwilliger's friend and another scientist, took the airship south to Colorado to get the Crescent. They gave you the other Crescent, and you ended up going with Elroy Gearhart, who was your father's buddy, who Jack West had talked to because the Gearharts have this farm right across the lake from Twilliger's.
Yeah.
So he came with you, and you guys were supposed to just disappear for about 4 days because Professor Stalloid was a little paranoid that somebody would show up and steal the Crescent while they were gone. So you guys were supposed to just lay low for 4 days out in the wilderness or someplace, stay away from people, and hope that nothing happened, which it didn't. Yeah. You came back in 4 days, and Stalloid was back with the Crescent. Stalloid did some research after that, and then now you'll have time in between these to do other things if you have ideas on stuff to do.
Okay.
They got the hatchet men. They were talking about other allies they might be able to actually talk to or people they might be able to convince to come help. Okay. I don't think they actually found anybody else. On August 1st, on the morning of August 2nd, actually, they showed up and they had a third Crescent. I can allow Yorie to explain to you what happened when he tells you about this. So there's 3 of these things in the parlor now at Terwilliger's house, being guarded by 2 hatchetmen at all times, and they've been warned, do not touch this.
Haven't we thought up until this point there were only 2?
There was the one that blew up when Professor Terwilliger got kidnapped.
But other than that one, we've only thought there was 2 this entire time,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
There's 3 now. So, Yorie, we can add a little thing in here where you talk to him. So if you want to ask about it, or
I'm sitting in the parlor talking with Terwilliger and...
No, Terwilliger's in the barn working.
Oh, I'm sitting in
the rocket going.
I'm talking with Zablinski. I don't remember his name right now. Zanzibar.
Xavier Manzanito?
Manzanito.
Yeah, you can be talking about Manzanito.
That's the one.
That's the one. And you walk in and you notice the 3 Crescents.
Wait, I'm sorry. So he has the Crescent that I was hiding with?
Yeah, when you came back, you put it back in the parlor. That's where you've had a couple of hatchetmen watching at all times.
Okay.
It's in the house. There's a
parlor. I just want to make sure there's not the one that I have and then 3.
No. 3 total. You've got a parlor. You've got like a living area. There's a kitchen downstairs. There's several bedrooms upstairs. You guys have been staying. And you're in every room.
Not in every room, apparently.
And Jack West isn't there that morning. He's upstairs sleeping in. No idea.
Is this your burrito? No. Yeah. Put it on the bag.
Do not put it on the ground. No.
In the bag.
The dogs will eat.
In the bag?
Yeah.
Do you want
anyway, there you go.
Tell me why there's a third crescent?
You're sleeping in this morning, Jack.
Oh, the Crescents did it.
No,
That was that last night when you had to go get
What?
Go get number 3.
The Crescents did it. I did 2 Crescents, and I guess they were talking to each other, and then they talked to Jack West, and now we have 3 Crescents.
Should we get them away from each other so we don't have 4
I
crescents?
don't think you can separate them,
What is that supposed to mean?
because they are like points together, right?
No, they're just sitting on that table.
Oh, they're not in their formation right now?
No, it's done. That happened last night.
They're away from each other. They're not touching.
So, if they touched it...
I was wondering about that too, why they're 3 something. That's Manzanito.
Yeah, things come in 3s.
Oh, I see.
3 wise men.
He's not going to give you an answer, sir. You might have to ask someone else. Was someone else involved in this? Was there someone else involved when you got your 3rd crescent?
Jack West went in and...
I bet you could get a straight answer from Jack West. He tends to hate
don't bother Jack
He
West.
tends to hate when this person does this.
Don't bother him. Jack's he's been real tired. Don't worry about him.
Where is Jack? I haven't seen him for 4 days.
He's upstairs sleeping. This is before the other shit happens.
Oh, okay, this is before the night.
This is the next day after you guys got the 3rd crescent.
Yeah, so
he's
before
been
other
changed a
things-
little, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
to the point where it's like, hey, yikes.
Jack's upstairs sleeping.
Yeah, you know what room he's in.
Oh, okay, here I go.
You're right. Go killing again.
All I can tell you is Jack stepped into this light,
Dude,
as he stepped out of the light, and there was a 3rd crescent. It was instantaneous. It's as if he walked through a light and made a crescent.
Did Jack never explain to you what happened?
No.
So we don't...
I'm sorry, I apologize. You really don't know what's going on.
So we don't let Jack West touch the crescent.
Oh, I told him don't touch the crescent after that moment.
And he touched the crescents?
No, since then.
What?
And I've told him not to touch the crescents anymore.
Do you want to go get Jack West? Or do you want to, like, wait for him to, like, show up for lunch or something? Manzanino doesn't know. He'll tell you that.
All I know is things come in 3s.
I guess I'll just wait.
Okay, well, Jack West eventually comes down to eat. How did you look after that first time? Oh, yeah, he got a little bigger, didn't he? He's a little bigger. He looks bigger than when you saw him before. His skin looks darker.
He looks pretty
It
large.
looks weird. A little strange, but...
Like he's like Wolverine built now. Like comic book
Andy,
Wolverine.
He's kind of hunched over. Wait,
Mind
is that...
checking your dog? I just want to make sure she can get dice in her mouth. Dice in the dog's mouth.
She got some paper.
Okay.
She's got that, are you missing a die?
No.
No.
He doesn't
They
have
dropped
any
on the
dice.
ground for a minute.
Okay. Yeah,
I just want to make sure she didn't swallow a die, so that'd be
So
bad.
once I see Jack West, I just look at you and I say, so we really don't let Jack West touch the crescents.
Alright, sorry. So Jack West comes down,
Don't
pouring himself a cup of coffee or something in the
let him
kitchen.
touch it.
Last night was rough when you were tired. Now this is backtracking a little bit to fill him in. So,
God, you can't come up my lap right
so
now.
this is after the first time, and yeah, he's fixing some coffee. He looks almost like he's got a little hunchback going or something. It's hard to tell.
Jack, do you mind not touching the crescents anymore? It's like you're
That's what he
having
told you last
some
night.
physical alteration from touching them.
Yep, but you only see me from behind them.
This is on the second. Yeah.
And also making more crescents, which we do not need.
Just turns around with coffee. I would assume
Your
my
skin's
face-
darker.
But my face is wrapped at the moment.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You've got some rags and
So
stuff around his face.
I look like
So
a man.
all you see are his eyes.
His eyes look a little different.
You want to explain that? What's going on here?
So, we
on
need
his face?
to, let's call it a portal.
Okay.
Good girls.
And, after I got into the portal, slowly sips it.
So casual.
I ran into the past.
What do you mean?
Remember when we saved Terwilliger
Yeah.
and that other crescent exploded?
Yep.
I made it not explode,
Why?
and then I brought it back.
So there was always a third crescent.
Because the other crescents wanted to see it. Slowly sips going.
So we now have all of the crescents?
We sure do. They want to take a vacation in space.
Hey, Andy, do you have a micro USB charger?
Vacation in space.
That's not any kind of generation.
Spacecation, if you will.
Hey, Sam, do you have a micro USB charger?
I have a type C.
Oh.
My voice sounds a little gruff.
If I go fast, I'll
How do you propose we get Crescent off of this planet?
So,
a
that
rocket.
is 45 foot tall, and it's in the corral. It was here when you got here. Professor Terwilliger has been working on it since you got
Doesn't
here.
mean you know what it is.
Doesn't mean that I think it can do what.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
But he said he needed a few weeks to get it operational. He thinks he can get it off the plane. He's been working on it since you guys got here at the farm a couple weeks ago, or a week ago.
Terwilliger's a smart man, I'll give him that, but I do not believe that we can actually get these Crescents into space. Nor do I know why we would want to, because they're telling us they want to go to space.
But if they're in space, that means Valentine can't get them.
I like that, but once again, we're talking to inanimate objects. I know they've talked to me, and I'm dealing with that slowly, but please, I mean, are we really just going to listen to what these things tell us to do?
Answers are panning out. Why, we could go to the squid people and give them to them, or we could give them to Valentine.
Cool.
I'm visibly, like, just bigger.
We need to back up, too, a little bit. When he brought Elroy to the farm, I believe, James, didn't you want to ask Marshal Pierce to try to convince the other Gerhardts to help as well?
Yes.
So I don't know if you wanted to do that then, or if you want to wait until, like, now-ish to do that, or when did you... You have had time to do that before if you wanted to try to do that.
I mean, if you already know what their answer was going to be, I probably would have talked to them in the 4 days we were just talking, I guess.
Is that yours?
Yeah, you could have. You actually could have spent those days at the Elroy farm. Well, now, maybe. The Elroys don't want anybody around. Which one are you missing, James?
I feel like I'm missing...
Are there 7 in that pile?
No, there's 6.
You have the same dice that I do.
Those are the ones I just gave you.
I think they are, yes.
No, we're different.
But, yeah, they're not in the bag. I shouldn't have fallen out.
I don't see any on the floor. You might want to move Yorie's bag and look around that.
Make sure the burrito's in the
But, yeah, that's why I wanted to count them.
Hey,
yeah, the burritos in the bag.
Make sure the burritos.
Get off me.
Oh, okay, it's a 6-sider that I've just found.
Like a blue... All that for nothing. Okay, anyway. So, okay, you can talk to the Elroys, but what, to the Gerhardts, what kind of what do you want to, what kind of take do you want to give? How do you want to try to convince them?
I mean, they're aligned with Terwilliger, right? Is this in their best interest as well?
You guys have suspicions that they're werewolves. Remember?
Gerhardts?
You saw
Yeah,
Elroy. You saw Elroy
in the past.
change when you were 20 years ago. You saw Elroy change into a wolf and run away.
I think I was the only one that saw it.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah, this is new to me.
Yeah, but when you went and dealt with them,
I tell you this, though.
there was Monkshood, which is Wolfsbane, planted all around their farm, like in a circle.
I tell you
And
what.
they had a big, they had a big gate. They had a big gate that looked black, but you realized it was made of tarnished silver. Is the only way to get in and out without going past the Wolfsbane. When you dealt with them with the Terwilliger kidnapping over a year ago, you talked to them to try to get some information.
He wasn't here for the other werewolves either.
No. So I don't know
Werewolves,
if
what are
any
you
of that
talking
does mean anything to Marshal Pierce or not.
I mean, I would just try to explain to them that, I mean, this is
Ouch.
potentially like like a world-ending sort of
Scenario.
thing. I'm probably one of the worst ones to talk to him because I'm like the most skeptical about everything. But I'm just gonna be
But
like,
you have the most rapport.
it's the only thing. I mean, I need as many people as I can get to stop John Valentine, or else God knows what he's gonna do with 3 Crescents now.
Okay. You have persuade or anything like that? You got any points?
Just intimidate, baby.
Just intimidate.
Walk with me!
Go ahead and make a roll. Let's see what happens.
See, we'll all die.
25 out of 75.
That's nice.
Persuade?
No, I thought you told me to roll intimidate.
No, unless you're
So
expecting these guys.
a 20. No, I
You
don't.
better help me, or Valentine will kill you.
No, it would be a 25 out of 10. I have
Out of 10? Okay. They're still on the fence then.
Yeah.
So for the time being, they're not going to come help you.
I'd be on the fence too.
But Elroy is going to help you. Elroy's there with you. He's got his Winchester rifle. He's got a pistol. He was a friend of your father's, and you remember seeing him. He was at the Indian camp 20 years ago. He was there with your father there. Remember?
You refresh my memory. What was the thing with my father again? It's like
He was an Bureau of Indian Affairs.
not the basics
man.
thing, like our last when we met, who we thought was him, but it wasn't him or something. I'm losing it. The
When?
3 guys in the
He
thing.
seemed kind of
At Crescent Springs?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked exactly the way he did 20 years ago. When
He
you saw
was
him 20
recently
years
brought
ago.
back from the dead.
You tried to talk to him, and he seemed to you then. He was there trying to find Daisy Sparks, actually, because he was after Sue, because the recent wars that have started in that area.
So then he just went out west, right?
You didn't get a chance to talk to him before you guys fled the town.
Oh, okay.
He was camped near the town he had 2 men, and he was camped near town.
I was about to ask, what happened with Valentine's men crawling in? Was he just in the town where the Valentine's men didn't go, basically, so he didn't get involved, really?
You have no idea. You didn't see him. He was out talking to farmers, usually, trying to locate this Daisy Sparks or the Sioux in the area. And you guys left pretty quickly, so no telling what happened to him.
Okay.
Maybe Valentine showed up with him as a hostage. You don't know.
Nice.
That's why he was brought back.
But he did look exactly like you remember him looking 20 years before.
You're saying this guy was one of the other 2 men that was with him? No.
This guy was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
With your father. 20 years younger, Elroy. He doesn't recognize you, obviously, because you guys are all in different bodies.
Right. Okay.
But he came back to the farm, and at one point he approached you, and he says, "I understand you're Marshal Pierce's son. I was a friend of his. I worked for him for a little while, and I had great respect for him." And so that's why he was he was fine with hanging out with you when you guys were going to go disappear for a few days.
Okay.
To make sure that somebody didn't show up and steal the Crescents while Stalloid was gone.
Okay.
So the 2 of you have probably hit it off pretty well. He seems like a nice fellow. He feels cooped up at the farm where he's living with his 2 brothers. But he doesn't say why, but they feel obligated to kind of stay away from society for society's sake.
Okay.
Is what you get from him. Now, is there anything in that time that Marshal Pierce wants to do, Kyle? I mean, any allies you want to try to contact that might help you out with this situation? It's going to take a couple more weeks for Professor Twilliger to, he thinks, finish the rocket to try to shoot these things into space and get them off the planet. But if there's anybody you can think of that you want to contact, or any place that you would like to go in that time, you have that opportunity.
That is what I'm trying to think of right now. Is who I've been in contact with that would actually maybe respond. The only one that's coming to my mind, like right now, is that deputy from Midnight that I was training.
Marshal Fluke.
Because he started getting pretty good at shooting, if I remember.
Yeah, he ate up all the information that you gave him. If you want to you could send him a letter or a telegraph. If you go into Oakland.
Yeah, I'd send him one, I guess.
Okay. If you want to go into Oakland to send it, you want to go all the way back into San Francisco. Oakland is nearby. The Twilliger Farm is near Oakland, and then you could go take a ferry across the bay if you want to get to San Francisco.
Oh, I can't send a telegram from Oakland?
Yeah, you can. I'm asking which one you want to send it from.
I'll send it from Oakland.
Okay, you're going to send it from Oakland.
Take a ferry.
We're going to say that you go into Oakland on the 5th. That you end up staying there overnight because you get caught up in some bullshit that's happening there. as a U.S. Marshal for the night. You're not back until the 6th. So you get back to the farm, and you've sent your telegram, and you can actually have them send a messenger out to the Terwilliger farm with the reply when you get it.
Okay.
Do you tell anybody that you're doing this, or you just go and do it?
Nah, it's just
Okay, so
thing, I guess.
this lady shows up that next day at the farm. You don't see Jack West. He's not around. Usually he's like hanging around, or he's walking the perimeter, or he's doing lurking. But there's no sign of him on the 6th at all.
Okay. Do I know where the Crescents are?
Yeah, you can check. They're still in the parlor. There's 2 hatchetmen in there. They have like pistols tucked in their belts. And, they got lots of weapons. They're watching out the window. One guy's keeping an eye on the door. The other one's walking and looking out windows, just kind of keeping an eye out. When you come in, they both are like,
Just as
and
long
then they
as,
just go back to
as
their
long as the
work.
Crescents are there, I don't really care what Jack West is doing.
Okay. So he's gone all
He
day.
took him.
This lady shows up.
Oh yeah, you don't trust my guys.
Were you in? Right? You were in midnight when they initially went to midnight. So this lady shows up, demands to see Professor Stalloid, and then they talk for a little while, and then she looks like she's moving in.
Are you talking about the creation of Midnight? Because no, I was not there for the creation of
The
Midnight.
first time.
I don't know if you met her whenever you've been
No,
there.
she does. She didn't. He didn't meet her when they went through midnight. Before.
I met a straight sweeping clown, and I met your deputy, and I met the guy that believes there's something in the river because there is something in the river.
The current lake.
In the lake, in Lake
Oh, in the
Midnight.
lake, yeah.
Okay. So this lady, it looks like she's moving in. She brought a suitcase, and she is setting up in one of the rooms upstairs. And you haven't seen Jack West all day.
Does she look as odd as she looks in that picture?
She's wearing it's very fancy clothing. And she has she's got like a brooch, what are those images called? Like an ivory, and it's got it's a silhouette.
No, I'm sorry. She came in and said, I'm here.
She said, "I'm here to see Professor Stalloid," and he came down,
upstairs.
and then the 2 of them went and talked for a little while, and then she took her baggage upstairs to one of the rooms.
I'm going to walk up there and
Okay.
know who this person is.
Okay.
Yeah, you can walk up there. Oh, and by the way, just FYI, Matilda's been around Professor Terwilliger's daughter. She does have a couple of different rifles. Yeah, she's very, very great. And then Daisy Sparks, the 2 of them have actually been sharing a room upstairs.
Where's the fucking Uggos, Andy? Every picture's like, and this is the prettiest woman you've ever seen in your life.
Well, no, even the bad guys. Poppy East.
Oh yeah, Poppy East is pretty good looking too.
That was my fault.
There was Arkansas Zeb Smith.
Well, that was my fault. I
He was
thought I
pretty
kind of like theorized that with you.
The Daisy Sparks is not the one I hit
that
on
might be
in
your
the thing,
fault.
right? I hit on the nurse.
You hit on the nurse. She's not here.
Yeah.
Nobody. I asked these 2 if they wanted to pick up anybody else from Crescent Springs, and they said no.
I sent word to
Oh, you
Cesar.
fucking cock blocks. Thanks a lot.
Wait, what?
You picked up
nurse.
my girlfriend.
Polly Easton. You didn't pick her up.
Who's this close, guys? Who's this close?
She'll be up
Aren't
there.
you married? You're married. You never divorced your wife. No, you
We're
didn't.
divorced.
We're divorced
We're
now.
divorced as of today. Out of the law.
Leave this retro, Andy.
Anyway, you were kind of busy. You want to go upstairs and see who this lady is?
Absolutely.
She's taken over one of the bedrooms upstairs. It looks like Terwilliger's room is actually, she's just unpacking her suitcase up there. I'm assuming you're going to go to the barn and tell Terwilliger, this lady's here and she's taking your room.
Yeah,
He's like,
I came up
"Whatever,
pretty
it's fine."
quick. I came up pretty quick, so I'm just gonna be like, Stalloid, I haven't met your guest.
No, they wouldn't be upstairs. They would have talked privately for a few minutes, and then she would have gone upstairs. And you can say, so he's still got. We're going to say you're heading for the barn
Yeah.
to go let Terwilliger know what's going on with this
You
lady,
can stop me.
and that she
just
needs a
me.
room. Yeah, if you want to grab him before he leaves the barn.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so she's heading upstairs, and he is heading out the door.
Still
when
say
you-
what I said.
Yeah. Okay. Say it. Wait. Say it again. I missed
Don't believe I've met your guest, Stalloid.
Oh, she's from Midnight.
Of course she is. What does she do and why is she here?
Oh, she's apparently the leader of the Order.
What order?
These are my credentials.
He flashes his nips.
The cat order.
He's got a tattoo of a cat. He opens his shirt up and shows you a tattoo of a cat. A black cat. It's not very well done.
It's not very well done, but it's there.
I roll for shit when I
Great.
Okay, why is she here?
Well, I asked into the ether to other members to send the leader because I felt like we need help. And apparently I already knew the leader.
But what is she going to do to help us?
She's a spiritual guide.
I need guns.
I've got plenty
guides.
of them. These fine men. And I'm pointing at their Chinese.
Yeah, there's a couple
members.
hatchmen in the next room. You can
One
point them
race.
out.
I even got them guns.
Oh, you have learned too. The hatchmen do speak English very well.
That's cool. I like that.
Convenient.
That's
He rolled really well for that.
What was it?
I think it was an
02?
O2,
It was
yeah.
a really good roll. I was like,
They almost spoke
no,
English
you had to
first
make the roll. Like, you had to make a luck check, and it was a really good roll. So it was like,
I
Okay.
see the 20 men you found, and I'm very grateful for them. But I don't know why we have a spiritual guide.
For the spiritual business. And I pointed at the crescents.
Stairs.
I think we have different opinions on what is spiritual and what is...
You haven't heard of the crescent moon. I see.
I don't want to talk about whatever that is right now. I just need to know who's coming in and out of this farm. So if you could talk to me first before you invite some spiritual guide over.
Okay, so let's see now. There's the Tongmen.
Wait, whoa.
I think Jack West went and talked to the neighbors. They're going to be coming over. There's Miss Delacroix. There's Twilliger's daughter. Mr. Zanzibar. Manzarati.
Manzanito.
Manzanito.
I know the people that are here right now. So
I sent a letter to Caesar.
Keeps going.
what? No. I have not heard a good story about Caesar.
No.
Caesar is a very trusting man.
You cancel that telegram immediately.
You can't cancel a telegram, especially not weeks after delivery.
You sent it weeks ago?
Of course, he's very far away.
Oh no.
I left a note at Chakali's house.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Nobody was
Who else? I have been asking into the ether a lot for help. Who knows gets that.
And this is my address.
I went to the Dreamlands. You can stop it.
My character.
You think he's just going to go on for hours?
I'm blank staring at like something else around us. I'm not even really like looking.
Like a clock that's on the wall,
Yeah.
watching the seconds tick so slowly by.
And I walk away basically going, as long as it's not John Valentine or John Valentine's men, they're good. I go see Twilliger now. I'm off to see Twilliger.
What have I got myself into?
Yeah, that one.
Starts crying into it.
Okay. That's August 6th. On the 7th.
I still love you.
On the 7th, Kyle, your horse shows up.
Thank God.
Your horse arrives. He's looking a little worse for wear. Obviously, he's had a rough trip.
He
but-
ran for a while.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since you left him behind, man. He made his way here, and there he is.
It's been a couple of weeks.
It's been since
shit.
21st of July.
He's missed you.
Well, he came across half the country.
I was never worried for an instant.
Okay.
I knew he'd get here.
So he's there on August 7th.
You notice you haven't seen Jack West in a couple of days.
You haven't seen Jack West since the 5th. Since you left the day before, 2 days ago.
And I pay one of the Tongans to take really good care of my horse. Like, feed it.
Yeah, how much do you want to give him?
Bathe it. I don't know, just whatever you want.
Silver dollar or
And they
like
speak
a
English,
$10
right?
gold piece? Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do you want?
How much to give pristine care to my horse for a full day?
Maybe a luck check.
I'd like the
This is to see whether or not this guy knows
luxury.
anything about
A luxury
horses.
horse treatment.
Does he know anything about
Yeah,
horses?
he does.
see that
He's
one,
just kind of living in the center
We're gonna
of
go 15 out of... Oh shit, luck's never where I think it is.
Luck
Is-
I mean, it's still
it's underneath sanity. It's in a big box.
15 out of 70.
Okay, yeah,
That's better
it's
than
not an
mine.
impale, but it's a hard success. He says, yes, sir. He'll do it for, if you hold out like a silver dollar, he'll take that and he'll take your horse over into the barn.
He's asking for a silver dollar. So
As much as he has.
I'll give him 5.
Like $5 silver, like,
Yeah. For
oh,
scene.
yeah.
Pristine character.
He's heading for the barn. Obviously, he knows horses.
Oh,
And if
yeah.
you check on him later, you find that he's rubbing
That's
the
a
horse.
horse. I know a horse.
He's rubbing the horse down. He's
prepares
making
it
sure he's
very
got
well.
plenty of water. He's got plenty of food. He's actually got one of these those little hooks that you pull the hooves up and you pull garbage out from under the hooves.
Good.
He tells you that whoever shoed this horse last did a very good job.
Nice.
That was up in Crescent Springs.
I paid that guy already?
Yeah. You paid.
Oh, I paid him
Remember?
before the job was done.
Yeah. It was a really good job. You stood the horse. It looks like he's. But the man tells you it looks like he's he's had a rough few weeks, but he'll be fine. Yeah, make me a spot hidden or a listen there, Kyle.
And you realize that your horse is just John Valentine and another man in a horse suit.
29.
Which one are you doing?
You want spot hidden, right?
Spot hidden or listen, whichever one you want to do.
I'll do spot hidden because it's a 78.
You notice there is some haylofts still in this barn. Like a lot of it was removed, obviously, to make room for this giant laboratory. But there's still a little space for horses. And you notice a shadow move up in one of the haylofts. Up in the only hayloft that's left.
I think I know what it is. I'm going.
What do you want to do?
That's